Yeah, we back, man. DJSunfire.com. You know what I'm saying? We right here with my man, Mr. Enlightenment. What's good?
What's going on? It's your boy, Mr. Enlightenment, the kilowatt poet, all light, everything. What's up?
All right. First of all, man, how'd you get the name Mr. Enlightenment, man?
Well, I'm a teacher, so that's what my day job is, a teacher. So, I'll be trying to enlighten people. So I went with that. You know what I'm saying? I went with the enlightenment. You making you shining the light, kind of like that light bulb moment when you get an idea. So I kind of took that and ran with it.
All right. So how long you been doing poetry for?
Man, I took a class in 2004. We had to kind of put together a portfolio. So I had to put together about 20 poems for that class. So I just kind of wrote here and there. You know what I'm saying? Going through real life issues, had a breakup, went into writing therapy mode, and then there we go right there. I just started hitting up a few open mic spots around the area. So I've been doing this since like 2004.
All right. So I know when people think about poetry, man, like it's kind of weird, but people think about like rhyming, but really you don't have to rhyme. So like give everybody like a basic definition of what poetry really is.
That's one thing about poetry, man, is you can't label it really. So you can rhyme it, so you got haikus, you got the short poems, you got rhyme scheme, but I don't rhyme too much, but I always throw a couple rhymes in there. But that's the thing about poetry, man. It's pretty much open.
Yeah.
Kind of do what you want to do.
All right, so we in the Charleston area, man, and what's some of the spots that people can actually go to and maybe go to an open mic and see some poetry, or if somebody wanted to do poetry, where's some places they can go at?
The major spot I go to is third Sunday of the month, downtown, Hughie's, 587 King Street. Shout out to Courtney the poet. She does a nice event out there. And Mondays at the East Bay Meeting House, I go out there and do a little poetry too. So it's mostly Courtney's spot. She kind of like the big name in poetry in Charleston right now. So holler at her on Twitter, at Courtney the poet.
All right, that's a good look, man. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Courtney. So I mean, do you feel like poetry is kind of like a lost art? Do you really feel like people really, follow poetry like how they used to?
I don't know. I think it depends, man, what you into it. It's kind of like, take away the music, the poetry is pretty much the hip-hop, I say, a little less watered down, a little straight to the point. You got your people talking, real life, relationships, politics. You got your black righteous type. So poetry is a little bit, less watered down. Really ain't trying to sell no record, so you can get on the mic and say what you want to say.
Okay. So who's some of the people that you look up to that do poetry, or somebody that you might like, want to say was one of the people that you might have heard something by or heard about that was like, all right, I actually kind of want to get into this, or somebody that you might emulate a little bit?
Man, one of my big influences right now is this dude I met on Facebook, Christopher K.P. Brown. He actually got me into the whole, trying to market and sell the poetry, because, he's kind of a hip-hop guy. Like, I grew up listening to the Nas, the Jay-Z, the Biggie. So, what I'm saying, hard part about me was staying on beat. So I was like, okay, well, I can say what I want to say, minus the beat and poetry. So I kind of lean towards that. And now, everybody want to be a rapper. So kind of a poetry is a way to kind of, say what you want to say, but not feel like you got to sell records or, get out and be mainstream. So the dude I met on Facebook, KP Brown, he's pretty nice with it. He a little more black righteous than me, but, I see he getting on the mic, he doing this. I got another college friend of mine, he's starting to do it. So, I felt like I could always put the words together, and I kind of go back to my teaching background, but I feel like I always put the words together, so I decided to try this poetry thing.
All right, so tell some people what's some good things about poetry and some, I wouldn't want to say bad things, but some things that you don't really like about it.
I mean, one thing that's difficult is, getting a poetry crowd. There's not really too many people around here that strictly want to come out and listen to poems. So the the thing now is, you know, you do poetry at the beginning and then you do a party afterwards. So the hard part is trying to get the people who want to party to cooperate with the people who want to listen to the poetry. So you get a little bit of attention, you know what I'm saying? People in there trying to holler at girls, you trying to wait for the party to start off. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like they're not really hearing what you got to say. And another thing is, which kind of brings me back to, you know, poetry being watered down or rap being watered down. You know, people kind of get closed-minded and you want to hear about one particular topic, which is, you know, I try to stay away from what everybody else is talking about and put my little fresh twist to it. So, you know, you want to go to you want to get a big crowd out there, but you also want to keep it to people that, you know, hearing what you got to say. The main thing is you want to be heard. So yeah, it's kind of hard to be heard if you're not talking about what people want to hear. It's kind of like, you know what I'm saying, even the good rappers, to get that radio play, they got to say what everybody want to hear instead of staying true to your art. So that's the kind of difficult part. You're trying to cross over. You want to be heard, but you want to keep it, you know, keep it real too. Keep your message or whatever.
Okay. So how can people get in contact with you and hear some of your poetry or find out where you're going to be at?
I'm on Twitter at Kilowatt Poet. I got a Facebook fan page, so facebook.com/Pass the Light. So that's PASSDALIGHT. I got a website, PassTheLight.com. So that's PASSDALIGHT.com.
All right. You know what I'm saying? Before we get up out of here, man, is there anything else you want to say to the people?
Yeah, I want to give you a little something here, a little poem that I was working on. So this poem is called Love Ain't Nothing But a Number. So check out the math on this one. Check out the math. Lights on. Love at first sight. I thought you were a 10. When the smoke cleared, far from a feline, but I feel like I lost 9 lives. Now I'm bitter. All the restaurants we visited, I want your half and all the food we ate. I remember when I first got those 7 digits. Something should have clicked when the first few digits was 666. Let me catch my breath. Take a quick 5. Excuse me, I never felt this way before. I'll consider this a whiff. I was given 3 strikes, so I lived to play another day. I heard about this type of pain. Never knew that it could happen to me too. Now I'm back at ground level, looking for the one. I'll take a hiatus from the love search for around 10 months. Women get the cold shoulder due to lack of daytime minutes. Phone calls get muted. Don't call me till after 9. At first I'd be skeptical until I get to know each one of them individually. Because nowadays people got more layers in an octagon. That's 8 sides to their story. Now I'm contemplating being a player. 7 women in 7 days. That's quite a week. Call me speed data. Get them undressed quicker than a V6. 5 one-night stands. Exchange phone numbers, then catch amnesia. Like, what you calling me for? My friends tell me I need help, so I signed up for counseling. 3 sessions to be exact. But I only went to 2, because I got one problem. Love ain't nothing but a number. Lights out.